Hey YouTube, so I've gotten a few requests to put an update of the 200 gallon up. Been a little bit slow to do it lately, and that's because I've got a new member of the family right here. This is Bo the Bulldog. So anyway, since he's a puppy, he's kind of thrown off my maintenance and scheduling and routine as far as keeping up the tank. So just kind of been a struggle just to keep up with that, let alone make edited and fancy videos. So I figured I'd go ahead and just do this quick cell phone update for y'all, hold you over. But I'm slowly, as I get him trained and kind of get used to a routine with him and get the tanks back on schedule, I will get back to putting some video updates on in a more timely fashion for y'all. But anyway, I did just finish cleaning the 200 gallon about 10 minutes ago, so it is a little bit hazy and cloudy because I did stir up quite a bit of stuff as usual from the center of the tank, so you'll have to forgive that. But for the most part, everything's about the same position as the last update. I did make a few minor changes after I made the video. A few of these plants up in here, some of the grasses, I decided I didn't really like their positioning and moved them around. I also have this very large plant in the background. I had to move it back from the rocks about 3-4 inches, and I had to move a few of the mangrove plants around. Just some minor adjustments, because that plant is just taking off. I've had to cut several leaves off it too. The thing's just growing. I mean, it's really just starting to swallow up some space, and I'm almost debating whether or not I may have to take it out of the tank, or I'm not sure. It's just kind of getting so large, it's kind of throwing the scale of the rest of the tank off, because it's even kind of starting to rival the rock and the driftwood, and you know, it just dwarfs all the other plants. So I don't know, maybe y'all can give me your thoughts on that. Is it kind of too distracting, or you know, maybe if I move it back a little further, just kind of what y'all think. Another thing I'm kind of wondering about, I'm really starting to like my front up here, getting real happy with it, but I have so much of, again, I don't know the proper name for it off the top of my head, this kind of taller plant, leafy plant here, has so much of it and it grows like wildfire. So I kind of just used it as filler in the back because I really wanted to look, you know, I didn't really want to see too much of that background. And so I used it as filler in the back to kind of give that illusion of, you know, real deep, kind of thick, you know, almost forested area, and filled it in back there. But it grows so quickly and it can kind of overtake and swallow everything up. I'm debating whether or not to kind of thin it out and maybe get rid of a good bit of it too, because I want it to complement the rest of the tank and again not kind of swallow it all up. So kind of give you a peek over here at the 30. I did do a heavy trim on it. I'm going to do an edited video of the process of that. But kind of there, because that was completely overtaken, and having a bit of a background can be a good thing because it does look a lot nicer, you know, and the rest of the plants can really pop. So you can't have too much of something, can be a bad thing. So that was just a peek at that. But anyway, I am drawing on a little bit too long on this. Just one other little quick look. I'll try and keep it short for y'all. I have moved a little bit of this moss, started kind of coming back on its own and growing out of the water immersed. I really like that. That was something kind of happening on its own. So I did move some trimmings off of that onto this piece, got it started, and it's starting to climb out and climb up the driftwood over here. I actually really like that. It's just a little touch, but I absolutely love it. It's just those little details in here that are just some of my favorite things on this tank. But this little bit right here, this little view, is one of my favorite parts of the tank right now. this kind of little canopy here, with this deal, this is really starting to shape up. I really love it. I get all these little blossoms that I showed in my last video. I don't get to see them a whole lot. They're constantly on here. I think here's one fixing to open up. There are tons of them. They constantly pop open, but the thing is, once they open up, they're only on here for a couple hours or so, and then I guess the lights burn them up. they dry up pretty quick and fall into the tank. So it's a real treat to get to see them. But they're constantly open up, and then the plant itself, holy cow, this thing is really just, it's grown way over the lights. I didn't think it would do too well once it reached over the lights. I figured anything that got over the lights would kind of, you know, look real pitiful and kind of shrivel up and not do too good, since pretty much it gets no light above these, because I don't really have the light fixture in the room on, since I get so much light from all the tanks. So, and I don't ever keep the window open, so there's not really any natural light. But I guess it gets so much light from the lower part of the plant, it don't really need any other light source. I am still trying to figure out though, because it doesn't really look too appealing the way these are growing. It's a little wonky. I might end up lopping this off right here and, you know, trimming these off and shaping this canopy up a little bit. But those are growing pretty well. So I'm probably gonna shape those up a little bit, kind of see how they do. I don't want to risk tearing that up. But anyway, the mangroves, also real quick, I'll finish up with this. Try not to draw this on, but again, I'm a rambler, and this video is going long anyway. The mangroves are doing great. I had one wound up losing a few leaves. I think it wound up dying, but the rest are actually either holding steady, or a few have opened up new leaves, so I think all those are holding steady. This one over here, though, this guy here is actually, or no, it's this one. There we go. Let me focus. There we go. That's all new leaves on that. So I had one that's got all new leaves, so it's growing pretty aggressive. So that's nice. Hopefully it won't be real long until they grow enough to where I can just directly root them in. They weren't tall enough to where they would, you know, reach above the water line on their own, so I did have to attach them to these sticks. I'll be happy when I can lose the sticks, because, you know, it'll be a lot nicer looking. The sticks are a little distracting, but, you know, it is what it is. But anyway, overall, you know, I'm still real happy with the tank. The fish are doing great. Sadly, I did lose one of these guys, the Denson Barbs. He did jump out of the tank. I got here just in time to get him back in the tank, and he did kind of come back for a couple days. He was with me, but his skin had dried out so much that he wound up getting a real bad infection, and the infection wound up taking him. So that was a real bummer, because he was one of my older ones I had for a while, so one of the larger ones. So that was kind of a bummer. I'm not sure what made him jump out. You know, maybe he was going for some food or something, but that happens. So anyway, that's kind of the update. If you hung in this long, thank you. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas, and thank you for continuing to keep with me, and thank you to all the new subscribers. Y'all have a good one.